How do I go about not seeing my daughter?
I didn't want to touch her space.
I think I will go and play house.
Why Amazala must know her place. Konabaya emosha konozo ye. I don't want to make promises that I know and fulfill.
Peace.
What will happen to the promises that we made?
Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are talking about Samukeleni. Guys, on this latest episode, as you've seen from the trailer, that it is the last night or the last day where the couples are on vacation, and on this episode each and every couple gets to have quality time, one-on-one time with one another, which I thought was really nice and really cute, because I mean, what's the purpose of being on vacation if you're forever going to be with other couples? So the episode starts with Uthandekile. She is not feeling well, and her husband is such, guys, that man is a blessing from above. You know, when we speak about blessings, Uthandekile, when she counts her blessings, she must count that man as one of her blessings, because wow. So she's not feeling well, and Musa decides to ask the chef to organize some sort of breakfast for her, just to get her spirits up, and the chef does that. So Uthandekile, when she wakes up, her husband takes her out to, the views on the balcony where the both of them are having breakfast, and Umusa brings up the subject of the mother-in-law. Remember on the last episode, he brought up the mother-in-law when he was speaking to Brian, and said that, remember Uthandekile and Umusa lost a child, but they did not tell the mother-in-law, which is Uthandekile's mother. However, she sent a voice note telling them that she knew that they lost the child, that they buried the child, and etc. So now Musa's having the conversation with Uthandekile, saying that, you know what, we need to, sort out this matter. We need to, speak to your mother and ask her about, this whole thing. And you can see Uthandekile is uncomfortable about it, but guys, I feel like the highlight of the show is to say that, guys, there's still some good men out there. This man is such a good man, and I feel like he has every right. Well, the way it's seeming like Uthandekile's mother is just so hard to pay. I feel like he could have had the opportunity to badmouth her, or to say what type of mother is she, and all of those type of things. But yet Musa's the one sitting there trying to encourage Uthandekile to try and mend the relationship all over again, and saying that regardless of what the mother-in-law has done to him, to them, that they still need her to play her role in their lives. And I'm like, wow, he is so much of a better person than me. And I guess, guys, that's what I'm saying. There's some people that are just such blessings in people's lives. But my question is, where do we draw the line, you guys? Because I know in our Black cultures, we, it's almost as if it's like a curse in a sense to cut off your parents. But if they are toxic, guys, where do you draw the line in having access or giving access to your family, particularly speaking your mother and your father, when they are toxic? Do you think we are now in a generation where we can cut off these people, or it depends on the circumstance? Or do you believe no matter what happens, you should not cut off your parents? What's your take on that? Because I feel like Uthandekile has reached her breaking point, and I feel like Uthandekile has a good heart, you guys. So for her to get to that point, that means her mother has really, really, really hurt her. All she wants right now is peace, but her husband is like, we need to get to that place where we can have a healthy relationship. I don't know if that is possible at this point, but yeah, tell me what you guys think. So anyway, Uthandekile and Musa, they had, their one-on-one date together. They did a sit, sip and paint type of experience, where they had to paint whatever's on their mind, I guess, when they leave the place. when they showed one another the pictures or the pictures that they had painted, you can see both of these people of one mind and all of one accord. So when they showed one another the pictures, guess what? They had drew or painted rather the same pictures, which is of a house. I guess their goals is to, have a house of their own, have a car of their own, have kids together. But like Musa was just saying to and affirming her that, what, promising her that, listen, we are on the same team, that the things that you want are the things that I want. Uthandegile got emotional and she started crying. I feel like this couple of guys, they're really going through the most. And it seems like whatever they're going through, like, I don't even know it in full, but just watching them, like, it feels heavy on my shoulders. It feels like, hey, they are going through the most, you guys, but there's something beautiful about people who are going through the most, but they still there for one another. And this man, the only concern I have for him is that he's there for Uthandegile so much, and he tries to hold it together so much for his wife because he knows his wife needs him. But I'm asking myself, where does he run to? Because even when it comes to therapy, he said they didn't have enough money to take both of them to therapy, so they had to prioritize Uthandegile going to therapy alone. So yeah, my concern is, where does he run to with all of these things that he's carrying on his shoulders? But man, this man just, like, I truly pray that God gives him the grace, to, and the strength to fulfill their desires, to continue loving his wife and to just strengthen him for whatever the Lord has called him for. Because wow, guys, that this man, Anyway, then the next couple that has their one-on-one dates is Umeloguhle and Dineo, and they are at the museum, you guys. And listen, Dineo was always saying Umeloguhle lied to her about something. I'm like, Umeloguhle, why is he always telling lies? Like, that's the one thing that just annoys me about him. There's always lies that it seems like Dineo catches out his lies, and then he only confesses or agrees to something when she caught him in his lies. And I'm just like, that is just so like annoying. Like every time we and deal with his lies. So Dineo brings up the thing of the mother, Meloguhle's mother apparently wants another woman for Umeloguhle, and apparently she has found that woman and she introduced that woman to Meloguhle, and Meloguhle did what? He decided to go on a date with that woman. Now, I don't get it, Wuti, like, why you are married man, like, what's your purposes of going out on a date? Because for me, it's like you still want to, check, Wuti, like, what, like, do you have a chance or does the person have a chance? Like, why didn't you just decline the dates because you are married, for crying out loud? You can't tell me you were thinking for your family because your family is not thinking for your own marriage. You can't tell me that you were trying to think for that lady, not to be rude to her. Like, what about your wife? What about your spouse? So anyway, Dineo, anyway, she's angry and she's like, listen, I don't deal well. Nabo Mama Zala, that disrespect me. Mama Zala, she needs to know her place. Melaya Zindawe, okay? And she's basically saying what she wants to do is that she wants to get a woman. She wants to arrange a woman that she is basically gonna tell that woman to go and seduce Umeloguhle's father so that Umeloguhle's mother can feel the same thing that Dineo was feeling. And I'm like, Dineo, are you fine upstairs? Like, all right, I can't. I'm like, at this point, I feel like she's the one who's behaving like the 25/26-year-old in this relationship, because what is that? And she's like, no, I want to show her squinch for squinch, an eye for an eye. And she's like, I want to teach her a lesson. I'm like, ma'am, you're too old to be thinking like that. Like, really? And then she goes on to say, I won't clean up my man only for other women to come and take him. And I'm just like, doesn't that sound like the funny thing? If a man was saying that about a woman who was younger than him, a lot of people would have made noise about it with you want to control her and all of that. And I think the same thing should be said about Dineo. You can't make such accusations with when you clean the person and all of that. And like, is he a thing? Like, she's talking as if she possesses him, as if like he belongs to her. And I'm like, ma'am, you need to calm down, because it's starting to give the vibes with you when you're doing a lot of things for Umeloguse and you did everything for him and you feel like he owes you his commitment just because you are taking care of him. And at the end of the day, you made that decision to marry a man who's in that type of situation. So anyway, Usmeloguhle basically says that the wife or the woman that the family found for him is not him. It's basically their woman. He knows how to find a woman for himself. And I'm like, that's the problem. Like, why are you saying it's their woman? Their woman, Johnny. How can they have a woman without you? Like, without you being available? Like, I don't get that. I feel like he should just shut that thing like there and then. Unless Umelo Gushenje, his family does not respect him, because it's giving those vibes like, unless I don't know, maybe he's not taking this or he's not communicating it serious enough, because the fact that he even went to and meet up with that lady, for me, gave the family an indication, Yoguti, he's interested. Anyway, Dineo then says there's two options that's going to come out of the situation. One is that someone is going to go to the mortuary, and the other one is that someone's going to go to jail. And I'm the one who's going to end up in jail. Your mom and that girl will end up at the mortuary. I'm just like, you're not even afraid to say that, ma'am. You're not even afraid to say that in front of that guy's of Melogushe's face, because that's his mother. She does not care. And Usmelogushe is basically like, so we will see about that. In her diary session, she basically says she's not shaken by what he's thinking concerning what she said. She says that all she knows is that he will never leave her. And I'm like, Sisu Tembele Ngani, like, what makes you so confident that this guy will never leave you? I'm like, Kona something. There's no way a woman would be that confident about a guy who's continuously showing her feelings, a guy that she doesn't trust, but yet she's so confident that he will never leave her. There's something there. There's something there. Then anyway, guys, the show arranges, it's their last night there, so they arrange like a bonfire where the couples are supposed to come and say new vows to one another, basically promising one another their love to one another all over again before they leave this mini vacation. So Dineo and Umeloguhle have their vows. They come, they sing their vows to one another. And I couldn't help but notice Brian is looking at them with a funny eye. Like, Ibile, one hand of his is on his waist. Like, Abba, he's saying, he, like, I own disease, whatever's going on here. And I couldn't help but notice also Brian's wife on the other side. She was looking so awkward. One thing about Brian's wife, she can't stand Dineo. She can't stand Dineo, and you could see Uti, like, she was just like, no one likes Dineo at this point, because she just came and made things awkward for everyone. So anyway, they did their vows to one another, and Umeloguhle in his diary session basically says that he doesn't trust that Dineo will stand by her word, that she'll always be there by his side, because people can change. And he says that he can't say that he fully loves Dineo as long as there's things that she's not willing to change. I'm like, this couple has a lot going on. But it looks like, even in their lot going on, it looks like they're still forcing to be with one another. And I don't really know what's the real reason. I feel like they are both benefiting different things out of the relationship. Umeloguhle, I feel like he is benefiting stability out of the relationship, But in the upcoming episode, guys, we see that Tumelo Ufuni's Tembo, and I'm just like, never, not underneath Dineo's watch. And at Dineo, I feel like she is benefiting, having a man who's taking care of her sexual needs. And maybe she loves the idea of having a man around her, and maybe he gets to do certain things for her. I don't know, but I feel like they both know that this relationship is toxic, but because they are benefiting things out of this relationship which are selfish at this point, they are still gonna stick it through. That's what I think of them. Then Musa and Utandegile have their vows, guys. Again, like I almost dropped or shed a tear out of how emotional their vows were, and how Musa was basically saying that I need you to promise me that you're not going to doubt yourself, and that I'm not going anywhere, that you are not a burden for me. Like, I love you. Like, you're asking her to promise him that she will never have suicidal thoughts, because he doesn't know what he will do without her. And Utandegile says that she oftenly does say that if she would die, that she feels like Musa's life would be better because he wouldn't have to worry about her or stress about her, that he'll be happy. And I'm just like, yo, my heart, you guys, even just talking about this, I really do feel like Utandegile is going through like a lot. And even her coming to the show just like right after like losing their child. But I guess there's benefits coming to the show. There's also the financial benefits of it, you guys, which can help them, because let's face it, guys, finance does kind of make us go, it doesn't make life, it makes us go through things differently with the comfort. Yeah, well, it makes us go through stuff with comfort. That's what money affords us. So I really do help. I really do know that them coming to the show is really gonna, help them put that financial cushion underneath them. Imagine their relationship is so beautiful, you guys, and bakalanga, my finance and all of that. Imagine when I'm a finance are fine and everything. Imagine like how beautifuler this love is gonna be. And yeah, Brian and his wife also said vows to one another. Yeah, that was also cute. And then with Dineo, guys, she decides to apologize to the ladies, basically saying, "Ukuthi, if I offended you guys, I'm sorry." I'm just like, that apology, you could see she did not mean it, you guys. Even the ladies in their diary session said, Dineo did not mean her apology. She was probably doing it for the cameras, for the people, for our fans. But they just know she did not mean it. I also definitely know that she did not mean it. I feel like she was just saying it for the sake of it. It was there last night and she's not going to see them anytime soon. But the rest of the other day, she ruined things for the ladies. Like, and that was not fair. She was like, I came into this winning King Azami. I'm just like, you, Dineo. Anyway, it is what it is, guys. Tell me, what did you think of this episode? If you did get to watch it, tell me what you think of Dineo and Rusmelo Guhle. Hey, these two stress me out. Tell me what you think about Umusa and Utandegile. Do you feel what I feel, that like I don't know this couples, like all of their problems, but just watching them and hearing them talk, like I can feel like this heavy load on my heart and on my shoulders that makes me just feel like they're going through a lot, but they really are there for one another. Anyway, guys, please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you guys on the next one.